Hi, it's Pat Gillis here. And if you've had horses for any length of time, you know that at some point it's convenient to be able to tie them up so that you can either groom them or tack them up or such like things like that, or treat wounds. There's a few things you want to think of when you're going to tie a horse up. The first thing you want to think of is, what are you attaching the horse to? The second thing you might want to think about is how high that you're tying the horse. Like if it's really low, could the horse get his foot over it? And the third thing, like, is there any way for you to get to the horse to release him when he's in a full-blown panic? That can really matter sometimes. So sometimes what you'll see is people will attach a horse to a piece of wood like this. You know, they'll just tie a rope around it and tie the horse off to it. The problem with that is that if the horse panics and pulls backward, it doesn't take anything for a horse to pull this piece of wood right off of the fence post. Like, it would be hard for us, but really easy for a horse. If you've got a horse that's tied up to this and something happens and he were to panic, all of a sudden he could pull this piece of wood right off the fence, and then you've got a horse that's not only loose and in a panic, but he also has a 4x6x8 piece of wood attached to him, and that almost never ends well. So I would never attach a horse to something like that. Anything I attach a horse to, I want to make sure that it's a solid, affixed thing, like a good solid wall or a good solid post or something, but nothing that could come away with the power of a horse. Okay, so I'd like to show you what we do inside the barn right now. We have cross ties set up, and we'll show you the kind of safety features that we put with those to make sure everything goes smoothly. Okay, see you in there. So here we have Lottie, and she's in the cross ties getting a groom from Janet. But you'll notice a couple of things about our cross ties. The first thing I want you to notice is that we've attached it to the wall, and that wall, we like to think that wall's secure and won't come down, but we've also attached it with baling twine. So that if by chance we can't get to her in time, she's going to be able to break that baling twine. And we have the same on the other side. Again, that's a pretty secure wall she's attached to, and it's attached with baling twine just in case. The next thing that we use are what we call panic snaps. So you'll see that arrow, and if you pull it, that's the part that's going to release this part right here. Because the person need only pull on that piece and it comes away immediately. There's no fumbling with a little latch or anything. And when you put it back on, you just loop that part around and you pull that piece down and it goes back in place. So I guess the last thing that we would want to talk about is, what do you do if you don't have access to panic snaps like that? I wouldn't want to use a clip like this because it's kind of hard to get off in a moment of panic. Because you've got to, not only do you have to push that in, but now you've got to figure out a way to push up and around and get that off. And if you've got a horse that's running backwards, that can be pretty hard to do. So what if you're somewhere and you don't have access to panic snaps? What can you do then? Well, it's the same thing that we'll do with this little guy. This is Pebbles, recently retired and now enjoys his retirement under the name of the senior consultant at Harrogate Hill. And if we try to put Pebbles in these same cross ties that we just used for Lottie, they're going to be way, way too short. Our next solution is we're going to have to learn how to do a quick release knot. So if I want to attach a quick release knot to this, I would put it through here, and then I would make a little circle, and then this extra piece I would put through the circle, and I would pull it this way. So now it's quite solid, but if I want to release the horse or release this knot immediately, I just have to pull that side, and now everything is loose. Okay? Practice that a lot. You'll find that it gets easier. Now this piece of baling twine is what we're going to attach to the pony. So Janet will put the baling twine through the head collar, make a small circle, and then tuck the extra piece up through the baling twine, through the circle, and pull it tight. Now, if something were to happen, she would only need to grab these pieces here, and he would be loose. So when you work with horses, it's always a great idea to kind of ask yourself, what if? I mean, you don't want to get paranoid about it, but look around and say, well, what if the horse got loose? Or what if this piece of wood I'm attaching the horse to isn't very solid? When you find yourself asking those questions, you're going to find all sorts of ways to keep yourself and your horse a lot safer. So if you're watching this anywhere besides at our blog, which is at ismyhorsehappy.com, go on over there, scroll down, leave a message, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks a lot, and remember to thank your horse.